Now, your 13 First Alert weather forecast.
Welcome back at 6:09, and the last two mornings have actually started off above where we should be starting off a morning. Our average lows are typically in the lower teens at this point of the year, but we're looking at our weather snapshot, which is kind of fitting because we're looking at the dawn of a new sort of pattern that'll be heading our way, if you will, of course, over the next couple of days, as we will be cooling things off quite a bit this morning and especially into the afternoon with temperatures dropping very quickly. But just wanted to take a moment to appreciate this photo that Rod had sent us this morning for our weather snapshot. Beautiful look at the sunrise where there was just enough clouds out there to give the sky a little bit of color. So thank you again for sending us our weather snapshot. And you can always submit your photos to weau.com/weather. Knew I'd get that remote to work eventually. And find one of your photos showcased on our weather snapshot segment. Otherwise, for today, again, temperatures will be dropping fairly quickly. And winds are going to be a big part of that as they'll pick up out of the northwest, leading to some bitter cold wind chills later on this afternoon and really into the latter half of the morning. Into the early afternoon is when those wind chills will start to dip below zero, setting us up for a very frigid day tomorrow overall. The winds will start to lighten up, especially towards the latter half of tomorrow afternoon, but it is still going to be frigid as we'll have temperatures likely hanging out in the single digits for the most part. And then fast forward to Friday, not as frigid. We'll call it a warm-up if you will, but it'll still be in the upper teens for our highs for the most part. We'll start off with some sunshine, but then some clouds will start to roll in, eventually resulting in some late chances at some snow showers. Most of those likely after midnight, but take us into Saturday morning. And as we continue to warm up going more into the weekend, well, those snow showers may become some mixed precipitation and could lead to some very tricky travel. So that's something to keep in mind if you do have any weekend plans that involve leaving on Saturday. Now for this morning, again, temperatures will be dropping. We have started off fairly mild as we're mostly in the 20s, but again, we'll get to the mid-teens by the latter half of the morning. Currently 20 degrees in Eau Claire. We have some mid-20s further towards the south as well. LaCrosse sitting at 23 degrees, Prairie du Chien at 25, but further towards the northwest, that's where things have started to cool off as we have mid to upper teens out that way. Now again, that's a result of those winds that are starting to pick up out of the northwest, really anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour. The rest of us between 3 to 8 miles per hour, some places still reporting calm winds as well. But again, that will be changing later on this morning and into the afternoon. For the time being, though, the story is these snow showers that have been moving through that have led to a few slick spots on the roadways. So certainly want to take your time on your morning commute as well, but also bring that extra layer with you as we will be cooling off fairly quickly throughout the afternoon once these snow showers start to work their way through the area. Now, once they move through, we'll start off the morning with some cloud cover, but we'll have some intervals of clouds and sun to take us through the afternoon, clearing out a little bit more later on tonight. Still going to be breezy, however, setting us up for a very cold start to tomorrow morning, likely a few degrees below zero. And then throughout tomorrow afternoon, we'll have a good bit of sunshine, but as I had mentioned, it is going to be a pretty frigid day. And then Friday, that's where our winds start to take on more of a southerly flow. We'll start off with some sunshine, but clouds then start to roll into the area out ahead of that next chance at some snow showers with our next disturbance moving through this weekend. As far as what it's going to feel like, though, we'll start off with wind chills that are in the single digits, but then dropping very quickly below zero, and especially late tonight into the early hours of tomorrow morning, wind chill is going to be anywhere from about 15 to 25 degrees below zero, and that's where frostbite can start to become an issue. So certainly want to limit your time outdoors, and if you do need to head outdoors, we'll cover up any exposed skin as we'll keep those sub-zero wind chills throughout the day tomorrow before starting to get a little bit of relief going into the latter half of Friday morning and into Friday afternoon. Now, as far as temperatures for today, we're at the warmest that we're going to get. Again, upper teens and lower 20s before later this afternoon getting into the single digits, and later tonight falling a few degrees below zero. Bitter cold wind chills will be in store as well. Now, the next couple of days in the Coulee region, tomorrow likely hanging out in the single digits for most of the day, may touch the lower teens going into Thursday afternoon, but Friday is where we start to warm things up just a little bit, getting in the low to mid 20s for our highs. In the Chippewa Valley, Friday likely going to hang out in the upper teens, but we do have a first alert watch in anticipation of those bitter cold temperatures for tomorrow, but also one on Saturday with that chance at mixed precipitation that again could lead to some tricky travel. Sunday likely drying out before another chance at some mixed precipitation heads our way to start off next week, with daytime highs in the upper 30s, so warming up quite a bit above average before climbing to only about the freezing point on Tuesday. Now for a Sunshine Award, Kristen would like to nominate the Lake Wissota Family Chiropractic and says, Dr. Amy is amazing. She takes care of her patients by listening and helping them out with everyday needs or when life happens to ourselves unexpectedly. Anytime I have a sickness or problems, I seek her first for my health care. I appreciate her for all she does to keep me going. Now, if you'd like to nominate someone, send us an email or head over to our website at weau.com.